A bit of a change up in the setting. Today I'm in the clinic, just cause. Anyway, so I've been hearing about this problem. Usually happens to females in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and also tiny bit prevalent in elderly men as well. And this is a problem called Dowager's hump. So you might be asking, what is Dowager's hump? So this is when you get a bony prominence at the back of your neck, something that is, overly exaggerated, and people are like, why don't you stand up straight? The problem is actually harder than you think. You can't just let me just stretch that out. It's not like that. But what you can do is, train it preventatively. So you're looking for preventative rehabilitation rather than rehabilitation when you already have the problem. So the way I want you to see it is that Dowager's hump combines both posture and muscle imbalance and osteoporotic changes. So looking at this systematically, we'll just talk about posture first. So people who are behind a computer for 8-hour blocks a day, 10-hour blocks a day, who knows, for X amount of days, for X amount of years, you're basically going to have a chin forward, hunched over posture. That is going to increase the risk of gaining Dowager's hump. So I've got my spine right here. So this is a normal spine. Your normal spine should look minimal bend, pretty good overall. When you get Dowager's hump, essentially you've got your Kupfati posture, which is that forward bent posture, and then in your cervical spine, you're looking up. So with people with Dowager's, you'd never see someone who's just looking like that at their feet. They always look up, and you get like the old granny back, which is kind of like this. Okay, that would be an extreme case of Dowager's hump. Probably something that starts off at the base of your cervical spine and maybe into your upper back or thoracic spine. That can happen for sure. But obviously catch it early. If you start getting changes within the base of your neck, right around C7. That's when okay, menopause is set in, or for women, menopause is set in, or for men, obviously my calcium absorption has come down a bit. I need to start doing something about it. Coming back to the spine, when we get these changes, and this time I'm incorporating the osteoporotic factors with the postural changes, posture feels good. We've come forward like this, and when we do that, this bone, the base of your neck, is exposed. It's where the bump is most prominent. So why do we slide forward? Essentially, when we're keeping our posture for 10 hours, we're going to expose the front bit, the body of our vertebra, to a lot of pressure. I don't know how much a head weighs, probably around 5 to 10 kilograms, but that is a lot of pressure to be sustaining forward in this position for 10 damn hours. And for the more elderly population, the front of their vertebra is going to be sustaining a lot of micro fractures. And these micro fractures don't necessarily heal because of their poor calcium intake and absorption. So what this means is it snowballs. Dowager's hump snowballs. So you get a hump and it keeps on getting worse and worse and worse. So let me try and explain Dowager's using this schematic. So when you have a good posture, that is when the weight of our head is going down each vertebral body very evenly, and there's good distribution of weight. You have immaculate posture, and you probably have no neck pain or no back pain. So this is what happens when we have a head forward posture. Essentially, this segment is edged forward, this segment is edged forward, and now we have slightly an uneven distribution of weight on each vertebra below. When our posture is compromised for a bunch of years and we start getting osteoporotic changes, you'll see that each segment below is going to suffer from microfractures, and it's going to push forward even more. This is when we get Dowagers around the C7 area, which is the base of our neck. So we get Dowagers and we'll get a hump on the back. And as we gradually expose ourselves to osteoporotic changes, it's going to push everything forward. So this C7 is pushed behind, the C6 is pushed behind the C5, and it's going to keep on sliding forward as we sustain osteoporotic changes in our skeleton. Weight is on the forefront of the body of the vertebra, and it just perpetually slides forward. So, coming to the last component of this issue, muscle. So when we're in our very comfortable head forward position, we're also gonna get muscular changes as well. So what happens is the muscles on the front of our neck, they get shorter and shorter and shorter, and they pull. And what happens to the muscles in our back, those muscles are gonna get longer, they're gonna lengthen, they're gonna stretch. So for posture related things, once you start making a conscious effort to change these issues, it's going to translate subconsciously and you're going to start to get better posture. People who go crazy on their back they have a higher chance of having a better posture than the person who, watches Netflix in their spare time. As for exercises for Dowager's Hump, they look pretty silly, but I'll do my best to try and explain them. So the first one you want to do is just chin tucks. So just tucking your chin back, making a double chin, and then poking it forward. So one, just like that. Man, I can't talk while I do this. And then when you get better than that, and if you have a TheraBand, you can place the TheraBand behind your head, pull it forward, and there you go. Another variation of chin tucks. I know, it looks damn silly. You can thank me when I fix your Dowager's Hump, I promise. Now the other exercise is wrapping your hands in TheraBand, pulling it apart, keeping your chin back. You can't really see my mom, sorry about my camera angle. Keeping your chin back, and then you're just gonna pull it behind your head, real nice and slow. You can do this with your back against the wall, same thing. Stretch out the TheraBand, pull it behind your head. Keep everything straight. It's not so much about how far you can pull the TheraBand, but it's engaging your back muscles constantly. So I know I could have gone through all that a bit more smoothly, or there's always someone who can explain it better than me, but if you have any questions, do comment on the comment section below, and I'll try my best to get to all of them. Alright, easy. Peace. Just do just do that.